Guys, Akil Stokes here of Tier1Trading.com. We have a lot on the radar, so let's jump right in. First and foremost, hope you survived last week. It was a very busy week in the markets. Multiple interest rate decisions coming out from the FOMC here in the US and the ECB. And I got a few comments about people looking at kind of the crazy movement that happened. And yes, that is common, but no, it doesn't happen with every news event. If you kind of want to understand more of the whipsaw, why everything goes up and down and kind of back normal then up again, it's all about understanding human emotion and human behavior. And I have a podcast coming out, I think this Sunday, actually, Sunday/Monday on that topic, talking about 10 laws of human behavior and human psychology, stuff that's going to help you understand the market a little better and understand yourself as a trader. So make sure you check that out. Now, speaking of interest rate decisions, we do have a few more coming out this week. Just to give you guys a heads up, we have the Bank of England on the 22nd, I believe, along with the SNB, the Swiss National Bank, and there's a few other minor ones as well. I think Norway and Mexico, something like that. But just keep an eye on your economic calendars for that. But following up on last week's video where we talked about a massive trading opportunity on the pound yen, which worked out really good, by the way. So I hope you guys were able to get involved, and you're welcome if you were. We have a few more of those continuation setups setting up here in the market as well. We're going to start with one on the pound dollar. We're trying to make this short and sweet because it's a pretty simple trading method here. What I want to do is to go through the whole IPDE process, identify, predict, decide, execute. And I want to look for two things. One, I want to look for, did we clear our most recent level of structure? Boom. And where is, or do we have room to our next important level of structure? Boom. Yes, I do. If it's a yes to both of those questions, then I know that there's opportunity to the upside. Now it's all about understanding how me as a trader can personally get involved. And if you've been watching my video for any time now, you know that when it comes to continuation trading opportunities, I am a pullback trader. So what I need for the market to do is pull back, preferably in the structure, and there are going to be some minor levels of structure in the lower time frame as well, but we'll just stick here on a daily. But pull back in the structure, give me a retracement. I want to identify where I think that retracement is going to terminate at, and I want to find a way to get involved in the next extension up, riding it up to my next level of structure. So a nice continuation opportunity here on the pound dollar. Euro yen is next. We had a little Bank of Japan news come out today, and you can see the analysis already on my chart here. We're looking at this opportunity from a few days ago, actually, and it's still on the board, but almost the same exact opportunity as the pound dollar. You can see the previous level of structure that was broken right here. You can see the next target location that we're looking for right above the 156 even handle. And then as we go down to the lower time frames, again, what we need to wait for is that we need to be patient, right? There's no need to kind of jump on the trade right now and put ourselves in a situation where we're buying at the highs because, although we project that this thing is likely to go higher, we don't necessarily know it's going to go higher right away. But we want to look for a period of relief, maybe a little bit of a slowdown, hopefully get a little bit of a retracement, and then look to get on board for that last extension higher, right? We don't want to have FOMO, fear of missing out, and rush into a bad trade. It's better to just, hey, let it go if it's not the opportunity for us, and then wait for the opportunity that you do need and the opportunity that you can take advantage of in the markets. Next up, we're heading over to Aussie Canada. This is going to be a very interesting one because I'm looking for a buying opportunity here on Aussie Canada, but the overall analysis doesn't really line up. So the overall analysis here on the daily is that price action has come to a previous level of structure, right? This could be a potential head and shoulders. We're still waiting on that. We need that right shoulder to form. But we've come to a previous level of structure and held, right? So the daily picture is telling me, okay, look for bearish counter trend structure trade, look for bearish counter trend structure trade. However, when we go down to the lower time frame, we're going to see something pretty interesting. You can see it here on the 4-hour with the wicks of these candles, and even clearer on the hourly, where we've approached a very important level in the market, right? If we just measure out the ebbs and flows of what price has recently done, we've extended up, we've retraced down, we've extended up, we retraced down and got rejected, we retraced down and got rejected, we extended up, we retraced down and got rejected, and we extended up. So we have this level right here being the first of really about 3 levels. There's a little overlap here as well. But this level right here being the first of 3 levels where price has come to and got massively rejected by the buyers. And we're showing something very similar right here as well. Again, it's a little tricky because we're at the starting point of that level, and whenever you have underlapping levels of structure, it makes it difficult to place kind of the ideal stop loss because it's not really safe, as safe as a stop loss can be, obviously. But I do think there is an opportunity to catch a counter trend move to the upside here. And what I would want to see is this. So price action recently came down. You can see we got bearish candles, but we have some nice rejection candles at the end of this move, right at our previous level of structure looking left. We then started moving off of that to end the week, followed by a bearish move right here. If we come down and hold this level one more time, this would be what's called a double bottom pattern, which is a classic reversal pattern. And a hold of this level should see a bullish push back up to retest the previous level of structure. Now, again, if you're a breakout trader and you're anticipating a breakout from this higher level on the daily, this is a perfect opportunity to get involved in a breakout higher. I personally don't have any reason to anticipate a breakout just because of my rules and how I read a price chart, so I can't look for any extension here. But I would be interested in a nice kind of mercenary type old school counter trend trade move where I'm just looking to make money from here to here and then get out and look for the next opportunity, whether we hold again or whether we break out to the upside. So interesting opportunity here on Aussie Canada. A little bit of conflicting signals, but hey, the market isn't always going to make it pretty for you. So while we're on that topic, I want to show you another one. Here's the Euro Canada, a very similar situation. If we zoom out to a higher time frame, a little bit too high there, a 4-hour chart, you can see that price action came to, I think we looked at this past week in the weekend trading edge as well, but price action came here and we had resistance, resistance, resistance. We broke above it and now we're back down to support. Basically the same exact thing. This could be one of two things. It could be a double-headed head and shoulder where you have your left shoulder, your two heads right here, and this can end up being your right shoulder. And if that's the case, a break of that neckline, you would look for a push down. But if we do come back down, retest, and hold, just like we looked at with Aussie Canada, we could look for a move back up here. So kind of the same type of trade, just in a different type of way. And that's the thing about the market, right? The market is going to give you the same type of patterns. They're just going to look a little bit differently. I just did a podcast on this as well. Haven't scheduled it yet, but it was talking about the debate between price action and patterns. What's more important? And I won't spoil it for you, but it's a very interesting conversation. So make sure you check it out when it comes. But analysis is about pattern recognition. Analysis is about understanding price and understanding the story that it tells you. And when you can kind of put both together instead of separating it, you have a lot of power in the market. Let's put it that way. So next up is going to be the DXY, the dollar index, and we'll try to make this pretty quick. Essentially what we did here on the dollar index down on the hourly is we rallied down and then we just started consolidating, right? It's not your classic type of nice and neat consolidation, but you can see the market started moving sideways. We saw some nice rejection candles here at the bottom. And then most importantly, we broke and closed above the top part of this channel, giving us that rotation. And this is one of my favorite moves to catch after this first rotation. Wait for that pullback because I'm not a breakout trader, and then look to catch that extension higher. You can see after these 3 bearish candles down, we put in a nice bullish engulfing candle here as well. So a nice pullback, first violation pullback opportunity here on the DXY, the dollar index, excuse me. Now, kind of on an opposite note, yet kind of the same thing here. On the NASDAQ, we have a potential 2618 trade. So we spoke about double bottoms and double tops earlier, right? A 2618 is something that comes after a completed double top or double bottom. So it's, imagine adding a pullback trade to a double top or double bottom. So what we have is we have our first top right here. We have our brief retracement off of it. We have our failed extension, right? So price action tries to break this level of structure once again. I love it when we see these wicks up here. That shows us a true rejection. Price holds, telling us that the level of structure is important, and that gives us our double top. Now, if you're not interested in entering there, whether maybe you were asleep, maybe it wasn't enough, in your CTS score, maybe you're just very conservative, for whatever reason it could be, what we're waiting for is a violation of the V point of this double top giving us that rotation, just like we looked at in the previous pair. And then we're looking for that first pullback, boom, and then a chance to trade it down. So potential bearish 2618 trade here on the NASDAQ. Lastly, head over to the FTSE. We looked at this weeks ago, but we had a completion of our head and shoulders. Let me draw that back out for you guys really quick in case you're tuning in for the first time. If you are tuning in for the first time, make sure you subscribe. That way you don't miss any of my videos, right? We do this every weekend here on the Trading Edge, but every once in a while I pop in midweek and share a trading idea of something of that sort. So just make sure you subscribe. That way you don't miss it. Some of these ideas are really gold. We've been on the heater lately, but this is our head and shoulders right here. And we came in and kind of put in multiple right shoulders and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is we ended up violating the level that needed to be violated right here, confirming our pattern formation, and now we're on our first pullback. So now the game is simple, right? Well, maybe not simple but not easy, right? We have a directional prediction. Now the question is, where are we looking for this reversal at? And again, we got a busy week in the markets, but as long as we don't violate this shoulder, this is still a bullish pullback opportunity. So keep an eye on this throughout the week as price maybe makes its way down. Look for any signs of rejections, of reversals, and see if you can catch a move higher here for a head and shoulders bottom pattern.